He's a man of the backcountry wild. He's a man with a backcountry style. Searching for treasure yet untold, up and down the creeks for his gold. And it's mine or bust, mine or bust, mine or bust, because it's in his blood and that's what a miner does. Just like the gold rushers of old, who live and died for their gold. With picks, packs, shovels, rifles in hand, up and down the creeks in the backcountry land. It's mine or bust, mine or bust, because it's in his blood and that's what a miner does.
Last time on Miner or Bust, we were working our way down on our old sampling project to finish things out. Carefully sampling all the layers all the way down. Washing the gravels the best we can for a proper sample of the values in the ground. We also found in the bottom of the hole a river diversion that was carrying some nice golds, which I should have known better than to leave laying around. We also started a new sample site that very night.
Basically that's telling me to keep on digging.
The next morning we had to hike Joshua out for his trip down south. The very next day I loaded up my truck and headed back out.
Oh, hello again. Me and my partner here, Brutus, are just getting ready to head into the claim. Sure been a real wet, cool spring this year. It sure hasn't seemed to slow the bugs down at all. Really good bumper crop of them. Yeah, just getting packed up here. We're gonna hike down in the claim, see what's happening, see if any of the bears have been disturbing the camp, and then we'll get busy opening up that sampling site there again. Yeah, hopefully she don't rain too much. Really big storms the last couple days. But that's nothing new out here. That's just everyday life. Just gotta take what's served to you. Make the best of everything. And in reality, I really like the cooler weather anyway. It's nicer for working in. There you go. Well, that's everything. So let's get hiked in there and see if there's any surprises waiting for us. What is it, Brute? Oh, I don't eat that. That's bear poop. Birds. No. Gross. Yuck. No. Don't eat that stuff. That's bear poop. What's the bear been eating? Looks like lots of grass. That's amazing, them black bears can feed on the vegetation like that in the springtime. Yeah, we'll make our way down. Bears or no bears, we got a job to do.
Making my way through my trail, coming up upon the crest of the hill, where these lady slippers have probably sat for many years, enjoying the view across this valley. Years back, I slashed a trail and avoided these flowers. Nature does what it has to do, and we're the only thing in these woods that can make a choice. So I try and do what's right. Making my way down the hill and through the flats, I stopped to enjoy one of my favorite plants and the process of nature. Huckleberries are high on my list, and it's great to see these plants flourishing and the process of nature continuing. The world without a bee would be a truly scary place. So let these guys be and do their jobs, and we'll think of the bounty to come. Making your way through the forest can always be interesting. Up ahead, I hear a noise, so I stop. It's a mother moose with her calf trailing behind. If there's one thing I know, a moose is a lot more dangerous than a bear, and especially with its young. So I just sit back and watch and let them pass. Of course, that mother knew I was there the whole time, and as she passed, gave me a look and warning me to stay back. Well, the mother passes and we move on. Walking along through the forest and coming across some brush where I startled a mother bird off her nest. These young just have hatched, so we'll sit back and make sure the mother comes back. Making our way through the forest, it always amazes me at how fast nature reacts. It doesn't waste a single day. Just last week, you could see quite clearly through this forest. Things sure have changed. Finally, we come up upon the cabin. Always a great sight to see. Walking through the forest is always an adventure, and you'll never know what you're gonna see. But it's great to be back in some relative safety, and we'll get back to work and get things moving for the rest of this season.
So open up an area where the old timers left off in here. They had some trenching and a big cut going down here. And I think what they're planning was doing a wing dam. They're gonna bring the river level up and have a trough coming down the side of this hill. And they're gonna shovel all this old bench material into the trough, into their sluices, and then back down into the river down below. But for some reason, the work was only 3/4 done in preparation, and they never did take out this whole section of Old River. So we'll pick up in that area where they left off and see why they were interested in that location so much. Yeah, sure, a lot of work, just never ends. I always pick more projects every season than a guy could handle, but we try to get as many done as we can. Yeah, I'll finish my coffee here and we'll get going on the day. With a simple steel rod, I can probe the ground here. I can feel all the rock tops. There's very little overburden through this area. Yeah, lots of boulders. Yeah, you can feel the sensation in your hands. It's a clay sand material. It's not a gravel, but a lot of rock. Yeah, very little overburden. This river was pretty much just left high and dry, and it's just the organics and a little bit of moss and stuff on top of the rock. Yeah, you can see they had a big trench in here. We got this table, and we're working our way to this old riverbed in behind you there. Yeah, so we're just going to clean this area up and pick up where they left off and expose this old section of river and see what kind of values are sitting in here. Same as in the hill here. You can feel the rock underneath. Yeah, so I'm gonna get the chainsaw going and buck up some of this and clean the site up.
Young Brutus is enjoying his time hiding in my cabin, away from them bugs, and chewing up everything lying around.
Well, it's time to tune up the old saw. Gotta slash a bunch of deadfall. Clean up that old site. And then old timers left off. They had a big trench going. Big cut in the hill. It looks like they had some ditching dug in the top side of that hill. So they're going to run a flume. Yeah, this whole section right in here is nice old river channel. The channel is left high and dry, so it's just some mosses and organic layer on top. So very little overburden. Start cutting into this side of the hill, open things up. No time at all. We'll have this site right cleaned up. Carve a set of steps in here. It's a little safer. A little more convenient. Perfect.
Well, my site's looking good and everything's prepped. So we'll go get a fire going before the sun goes down.
Oh, high time to get a fire started here. The sun goes down. Knock these bugs back a bit. Oh, they're horrendous. They're bugging poor Brutus. Brutus isn't liking the bush right now. But I guess he's keeping the bugs off me.
Being alone in the woods is something I've always enjoyed. All I need is a rifle and something to do. Sitting with my thoughts for company and all the sights and the views. With a good dog beside me, there's nothing I can't do. Well, this is my new dig site. Old timers here. Had this area all prepped up. Right along this face, right through here. They dug a ditch, which I'm assuming they were going to be putting in a flume. They got a big hollow carved out down here. They're probably going to be running their sluices down through this grade and then down into the creek again. But for some reason they never finished off. So I figure I'm going to open up this face here. It's all back in the bush behind me. There's a high and dry channel where there's just a bit of moss and organics on top of all the rocks. And here there's a little bit more overburden. That's because on this side here, there's a big slide area that kept sliding and diverting the creek over. So that's why there's all this sandy clay, glacial material on this section. But the further you go back, it's just a high and dry old river bench. So I'm going to open up this whole face here and see what we can come across. We've got a long ways to go yet. We're just starting to hit some rock here. So clean this up a little bit and see if we can see any organized material underneath this. And then a guy can start pulling some sample pans and see if we can trace any color. Don't have high hopes for the upper layers, but as you get to the midsection or the bottom to the false bedrock, the gold should pick up. There's a lot of fractured bedrock in here. You can see it's slightly rounded, so you can tell it's been through some type of water action. But yeah, we'll get this cleaned up and see if we can see any organization through layers and a trace of gold. Once we find a trace of gold, there's nothing stopping us. Here we go.
Come on, I got it. Come on out of here. Come on out. No, come on out of there. We're just hitting the top of the water organized layers and possibly the old river. So pull a sample pan off this top here. See what kind of material we're looking at. Finding a lot of really sharp angled bedrock. This is the bedrock that runs through this area, so that's a good indicator. Lots of round river rock. Yeah, we'll pull a quick sample out of here and hopefully we can find some of the flood layer gold up top, all the finer gold. And be a good enough indicator for me to keep on digging. Even if I don't find anything, I'll still open this up, try to get down to the next layer and sample it again. Yeah, with this much clay, should be a fairly good gold trap. Should retain the gold pretty nice. Actually, we'll go quickly pan this off and see if we can find any color. Well, the water's looking pretty ugly. Guy should probably change it. I don't need to see what I'm doing when I'm panning. After a while, you pan long enough, you don't even need to look at your pan. You just need to see what's in the bottom of it. Give these rocks a nice little scrubbing. That nice clay gravel mix in there, sitting high and dry. Kind of bakes things on a little bit. Make sure you get off as much as you can. Always look at your rocks. You happen to come across an old river channel that ran in a different time or in a different direction, it very well could have a different rock in it. So it's always a good indicator. Let's say generally the gold will be the same no matter which direction, as long as it came from the same deposit. But different rivers in time went across more true bedrock zones or different bedrock zones. Your modern channels, they're mixed with everything under the sun. So the glaciers came through. They brought in a lot of different material from different areas that wouldn't be in your pre-glacier channels or your ancient channels. Generally them older channels are just the local bedrock. And you see this. There's a lot of fractured rock in here. So that stuff hasn't traveled very far, it's just been busted down. Yeah, this water is pretty disgusting. Dead bugs and everything in it. If you wouldn't want to brush your teeth in it. Yeah, the little birdies keep telling me there's something in behind my camp here. Hopefully it's that little deer. He's sitting here trying to cool down. And I looked in front of me there, I thought a bush grew some ears. They were wiggling at me. I looked closer and had a pair of eyes. It was a small deer. Came into the camp and gave me a look and turned around and took off. Yeah, sometimes it's interesting what you see out here. Sometimes deer and moose will kind of hang around you, knowing that the predators aren't really going to want to be around you in your camp, you know, unless obviously you keep a dirty camp, which I don't. Yeah, so I got to keep an eye out. Oh man, these deer flies are just horrendous today. Well, as soon as the sun goes down, they'll go to sleep, and then the no-see-ums and mosquitoes will come out. I don't really get any type of break this time of year from the bug. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, now that's looking good. There's a few in here. There's a nice little flake, another one, and another one. All your black sands. Another little piece there. Yeah, no. Flower gold. All little flat flake. Yeah. Say, just what a guy needed to see. That's a surface sample right on the top, intermixed with that slide area. And if this is sitting on the top, it should only get better down. Yeah, I can't think of a better way to spend the end of the day. Sitting along the creek, cool down, just relax. Of course, it's always nice to find a little bit of gold. We're always going to find a little bit of that. What's hard to find in this day and age is a peace of mind. Seems to be my happy place. Yeah, good way to waste my days away. Sitting down here. Couple nice little flakes. No picker, so we'll keep on digging. I'll get the fire going here before the sun goes down. Back these bugs off a little bit. I found a little bit there cleaning off some of that bedrock. Not a whole lot. I really wasn't down there for production panning. I was just down there to enjoy the last bit of my evening. Yeah, I'll sit here by the fire for the rest of the night. Just relax my old aching bones. Last little bit of coffee. Yeah, what do they say? Good to the last drop.
Another night alone in the woods, which is just fine by me.
He's a man of the backcountry wild. He's a man with the backcountry style. Searching for treasure yet untold, up and down the creeks for his gold, and it's mine or bust, mine or bust, mine or bust, because it's in his blood and that's what a miner does. Just like the gold rushers of old, who live and died for their gold, with picks, packs, shovels, rifles in hand, up and down the creeks of the backcountry land. It's mine or bust, mine or bust, because it's in his blood and that's what a miner does.
Feel the top. So you can feel the tops of all the boulders